Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm with a very special guest, the one and only Runway Richy. How you doing, Richy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. And I just saw you released your new project, Perc 30. And what I've noticed is that you have about 8 projects right now. When do you decide when it's time to do a debut album and everything? I notice with every project that you put out, you get bigger guests, bigger features, better songs. I see your voice developing with every song. So how's your whole process deciding when to decide to put out a full length album and everything like that?
Um, it just really be, man. Once I get done with the tape, I be ready.
Mm.
Yeah. I just dropped this tape on my little girl's birthday, so I kind of did it then. But usually, just whenever I get it, I'm ready.
Mm. And what I've noticed is that you've gotten bigger artists with every single project you put out. One of the songs that I saw that highlighted your career so far was that song with Gucci Mane, and being from Atlanta, I could
Yeah.
tell that working with Gucci Mane and T.I., those are some big features. So when it comes to features like that, do you make sure to make long-lasting connection with them? Because I noticed with some people, even with me, when I'm doing an interview, that that could be a great moment in time, but to make sure to stay on those guys' backs and connect with them continuously, are you all about doing that?
Yeah, damn right. I still everybody.
So what I've noticed, so you're from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I'm from Decatur.
That's dope. So there's, the Atlanta is one of the hugest music hotspots. So what have you done to stand out compared to everyone else in the scene right now? Working with Gucci and T.I., those are some big name features. How'd you go about getting your name out to the point that they wanted to work with you?
I met T.I. in Magic City.
Oh,
Just
wow.
fucking around, I be in Magic City. I be in Magic City, especially on Mondays, and they be playing my music. They might play 3, 4, 5 of my songs back to back. Sitting on the stage, kicking shit. You feel me? But T.I. was fucking with it. So shit, we just linked like that.
Wow.
And shit, the rest been history. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met him in Magic City in the strip club, man, chilling. You feel me? And shit. The rest history, man. Did the song, did the video. I still fuck with him to this day.
Mm. Is it important for you to do music videos with those bigger artists? I noticed you have one with Gucci, got the one with T.I. So how do you decide who you're going to do a music video with and what songs to do it with and everything like that?
Shit, it just depends on what song.
Mm.
Really. When I did the song, I really heard T.I. on it, but I ain't know him at the time.
Wow.
6 months later, he on that motherfucker.
Wow. That's crazy. So with this new project, Perc 30, what audience are you kind of trying to connect with on this project?
Everybody.
Do you think
with everybody.
do you think the title can kind of be misleading to kids though at all, or what are your opinions on that?
Nah, hell no. Perc 30 shit. Some people we call them rock shit 30s, Perc 30, whatever. Some folks take them for real.
Hmm. So did you make this
It's
project?
A lot of shit be on TV that don't
Hmm. Do you think music and album titles and everything like that has an influence on kids or anything like that? Or do you think just like how movies, people watch it, but they're not thinking, oh, now that I'm watching this doesn't mean I'm going to get into a car and do a car chase. Now that I listen to this music doesn't mean I'm a gangster or anything like that. Mm.
Exactly.
So
you can't blame the music, man. You need to blame what put on TV.
Yeah.
What's up?
I feel that.
Yeah, how you doing?
So I noticed a few years ago you had the hair like me, man. What made you decide to go with the dreads?
I just let it dread up. Just dread it up, started locking up one day. I said, fuck it.
Mm. So with this new project, did you?
My hair went that long though.
Yeah, look at how long this is. It goes all the way down to past my chin.
What'd you say?
I was just saying how long my hair got. It's almost like yours, man. It's all the way down to my chin even. Pretty crazy. So with this project, did you record any of it during this quarantine, or did you have it all ready to go by the time quarantine already started?
I had all this ready to go, but my net tape I did all during Corona.
Mm. So do you have a studio that you record at during the quarantine, or do you have to? How does that all work for you?
Yeah, I got a studio I record out of.
Mm. So what are your opinions on this whole thing? Like, have you been able to? Are you worried about the music or anything like that, or is everything still kind of normal for you because you have the studio and still able to make connections?
What'd you say?
So has your lifestyle changed at all during this quarantine, or because you still have a studio that you can record at? How has this affected you?
Oh shoot. Take up the phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Got it. So I was saying, has this quarantine affected your music at all, or anything like that?
Hell no. I'm an essential worker. You know,
Mm.
yeah, I'm
Mm.
essential.
How's Atlanta holding down during this whole quarantine? Are people starting to riot or anything like that, or are people staying off the streets? Or
Oh no, we ain't started riding yet.
mm.
Yeah, but we ain't on lockdown either.
Mm. What are your opinions on this whole like rioting in Minneapolis and George Floyd's death and everything?
Shit, I'm with it.
Mm.
We need to ride, get these folks mind right. That's the only way you gonna get a nigga mind right now, man. We gotta fight violence with violence. You feel me? It's that
Mm.
time.
Do you think it's a good response though? Like, do you think the government actually listens to that, or do you think this is just going to be something that
Yeah,
people like shove under the just push away after a while?
shit, you know, when we start burning down police cars and killing police officers, they'll get their mind right.
Mm. What I noticed when
Every time
Trae,
they kill one of us, we need to kill one of them.
dang, what I noticed when Trayvon Martin and when he passed away, the game, like he had like 10 people on a song. Do you think artists going to start doing that for this death also, like all coming together and making a project or a song to express how they feel during this whole thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't trying to do a song with 10 people, but you know,
Mm.
that kind of stuff will bring people together.
What do you, because you have a kid and everything like that, what do you use your influence for?
What is my influence for?
Yeah, what do you use what are your goals or their influence in the platform you have, or are there any message you're trying to reach, whether it's within music or outside of music, or like how some people like tweet things out or anything like that?
Um, yeah, of course, man. I gotta go and dream just like everybody else. You feel me? So hell yeah, my goal, you know, to be the biggest, make you know what I'm saying, take care of my family, be able to provide, be able to make a way. You feel me?
Hmm.
Just like everybody else.
So when you work with these like bigger artists, does it like working with Gucci or Ti? Does that give you like the same effect in a sense? How like there's like the Drake effect, where like, oh, once you work with Drake, you get put on like the top 10 Billboard or anything like that. Do you kind of see an effect when you're working with like the Ti's and the Gucci's? How's that elevated you?
Oh yeah, that shit help you, of course. You know what I'm saying? Folk can't wait to ride the wave. Can't
Mm.
wait to dick ride. You know, it's a lot of that going on in the industry
Mm.
and in the streets. You feel me? So of course that's always gonna help you.
Mm. Do you see a lot of competition here in Atlanta, or do you think everyone's trying to work together from your point of view, or do you think everyone's kind of against each other because there's so many different artists in Atlanta? Like how hard is it to stand out?
Shit, man, you gotta go hard, man. It's a whole bunch of niggas in Atlanta right now. You feel me? You just gotta go hard.
Mm. What have you done to stand out?
I do my own thing. I don't be with nobody. I ain't doing what nobody doing. You feel me? I ain't even making different kind of music. I'm on some whole other shit.
Hmm.
You feel me? I'm pushing flag on business.
So what project do you think, or what song do you think actually puts you this platform now that you have like a bigger influence what steps did you take, and like what music actually you noticed like a different change in people?
You talking about since I dropped my tape?
Like what project or what song do you think started to elevate you and started to give you more of a platform and people really started to listen to your music?
Shit, I don't know. Folks been fucking with me. I say Made It Happen.
Yeah, that was a dope song.
Yeah,
With that was with Trae Tha Truth, right?
right.
Yeah, dude, that was insane.
Yeah, that motherfucker hard.
How do you go around making those connections? You said you met like Ti in Magic City, but how do you make these other connections like with Casino or Trae Tha Truth?
Just in the street. Just
Man.
fucking around in the streets, bumping into folks, fucking with folks.
Hmm. Do you think there's a difference between how people make connections in Atlanta versus how they make it in like New York and LA, or do you think it's just the
I
right
don't
place,
know.
the
I
right
can't
time?
say. I can't say. 'Cause I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't be out there in New York like that.
Hmm.
So I can't really say.
So do you think it's you being in the right place, the right time, or do you think because you already have those songs, like when you were in Magic City and Ti was listening to your music there, do you think it was just the effort you put in and everything like that, or do you think it's also a mixture of right place, right time?
It's everything, man. You feel me? All the grind, all the work you put in, that shit gonna pay off. You just gotta be ready.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because you have 8 projects out right now. That's a lot of projects, man. Like,
I do.
yeah.
Uh, I ain't know. I don't be
Dang,
keeping count. I know I got about like 4 more ready right now.
dang. How do you just when you're planning on like how do you decide when you're going to release a project? Do you hold on to it for like a few months to a year, or when it's done you just
I'm
send it
probably
out?
finna, I'm probably finna drop another one in July.
Oh wow. Are
Yeah,
there
yeah.
because you said like with your daughter you released it on her birthday? Are there specific dates that you choose, or it's just like when it lands on a Friday, or how does that all work?
Nah, sometimes it be specific dates. Sometimes it just be, feel me?
Hmm.
We
Do you
dropped
think
it
it?
like July, early August, something like that.
Do you think everything's going to start opening up then, or like how's Atlanta handling it?
Mm,
Because
Atlanta finna open back up
it
all the
is.
way. Yeah, we ain't staying what they talking about.
Do you believe in like the coronavirus and everything? Like, do you believe in like putting on the face mask and hand sanitizer and everything like that?
Hey, man, I ain't trying to say, man, them folk might deliver me corona, man. Stay away from that shit. You
Yeah.
feel me?
So you've been saying like small groups and things like that then?
You know what I'm saying? I do know some people that have died, and you know what I'm saying? They said it was corona. You know? I ain't no doctor, so I don't know.
Hmm. So when it comes to like your music, do you let your kids listen into it also, or how do you decide about that?
Yeah, hell yeah, my little girl, she know all my songs.
Has she got into like TikTok or anything yet?
Um, yeah, she got it to you. She have.
Hey.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah.
with your platform, are you ever going to get into like the TikToks or making any more movies? I know you're on Hotlanta, but do you have any goals to be in more movies or TV shows or?
Yeah, I'm gonna make some more movies. I don't really see myself doing no TikTok dances and shit.
For
So I'm gonna
sure.
make some more. I'm gonna make some more movies for sure. Some
Hmm.
hard shit. I got some hard shit I'm gonna drop.
So being in Atlanta, do you make sure that you're focusing on everyone else's music also to see who your competition is, or do you just stay to your own music and then work with like Ti
Now we
and?
in our own. Now we doing our own thing. We in our own
Hmm. Did
lane.
you uh, did you pay attention to when J. Cole did like the Revenge of the Dreamers sessions? Did you pay attention to that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've interviewed 2
Yeah.
artists from that so far, and they said that was like life changing to be part of that.
You say what?
I've interviewed like 2 artists from the session so far, and they were saying how life changing it was to be part of a project like that. Or do you have any goals to like work with like J. Cole in the future or anything like that, or is it
Yeah,
just
J
comes
Cole
around?
hard. Yeah, J Cole hard.
It's crazy. It's just crazy because like with Seattle we have so much talent, but it's I want Seattle to become like a hotspot like Atlanta, but it's so every scene is like so different. Like, what have you noticed from Atlanta compared to other music scenes? Because you're actually in like the music hotspot. How do you think it compares to like a New York or an LA?
Shit. Atlanta like the new Hollywood. Like the black Hollywood. Down the Black Hollywood, like the new Hollywood.
Hmm. It's crazy, man. I went there. I've been there a few times, and just the atmosphere and everything. It's the weather. It's so different because here in Seattle, man, it's like raining 24/7. In the summer, even rains sometimes. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with projects, do you still work on like going on tour when it's a project versus an album, or how do you decide when you do concerts and things like that?
Shit. Whenever they book me. Yeah.
Price is going up.
Yeah, price is going up right now though.
Are you gonna try to stay away from them for a few months, even after the quarantine stops? Or are you not worried about doing concerts during this whole thing?
Shit. The money right, we on the way.
Makes sense. Have you performed in Seattle yet or anything like that?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm performing in Seattle a couple times with Shoreline Mafia.
Oh shit, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dang. So how'd you make that connection with Shoreline? Did they just invite you, or how did that all work out?
Oh, nah, that threw my boy 03 Greedo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
like my twin brother or something. Different mother.
So do you focus on, like, because you're in Atlanta, you've already made like some amazing connections. Do you focus on connections that are in Atlanta as well, or do you try to expand out to like LA and things like that? Or
Yeah, we expanding, man. We trying to take over one state at a time. You feel me? Trying to work with everybody who got something going on. The real.
So with your project, I noticed there was a lot of acoustics. What was the decision behind all that? Like every song, there's like a guitar instrumental and things like that.
Yeah, that's why I came up with the name Perc 30, because it take like a vibe. Yeah. Really, ATL Top 20 sat there and came up with the name, and I was like, yeah.
So I watched a lot of people's interviews. I watched yours. I interviewed Goody Mob about 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I noticed they, like, a few of those artists from Goody Mob have also been on Be High ATL. So I was wondering, like, how big is that platform out there? Because I saw you were on that as well.
To my 1079.
Yeah. Like, how was that one of the bigger platforms right there, or how did that all come about?
Yeah, 1079, that's a radio station. Be High, he be out at all the clubs, all the events, so he see everybody coming up, everybody that's making something shake. So Be High really be in tune with everything.
Yeah, dude.
So, you know, when he interview you, they let you know you're doing something right, that you got some motion going on.
Dang. Yeah, that was a cool. He seems like a total character, man. He seems really cool.
Yeah, you're a real nigga.
So, what is some advice that you have for up and coming artists, creators, influencers?
Always do you, man. Like, down with another nigga say, because they might can't see your vibe, your vision, or you might can't explain it the right way. But if you got a vision, or you got something that you can see happening, do it. Go about it however you want to go about it. Everybody will catch on later. Feel me? Just don't never give up down with somebody say. Feel me? It might don't look right at first, but just keep going.
Did you ever have any barriers that stopped you to get to from making a project or anything like that, or has your whole career so far been pretty smooth sailing?
Yeah, I done had a lot of barriers.
That was crazy because I saw the interview like 2 years ago, and you had that like crazy car accident. Did that ever make you feel like, did that affect your music at all or anything like that? Or do you ever do you think of music as like therapy or anything like that? Or are there ever any decisions or barriers that make you think maybe I should take a break from music? Or
nah, that made me go harder. Really, that's when I made it happen. Feel me? Even through everything that was still going on, I was still making it happen. I was in the studio on crutches.
Dang.
Feel me?
Good. Well, man, like I really enjoyed your project, man. I think it was the perfect length, and that's something I always look into. Like, you know how some albums, like the Little Uzi Vert album, which was like over 20 songs, then he put on the double feature album as well. Sometimes albums like that are like too long, you feel? But then I like the length of your album. I liked all your features you had, every song. I thought it was a good album project.
Appreciate it.
Mm. So what's the name of the project that's supposedly coming out in July?
Perc. What's up, bro? Yeah. Riders and Runways 3.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really appreciate your time. Do you have any final words for Seattle, people going through the coronavirus right now?
Follow me on Instagram, Runway Richy, RUNWAYRICHY. And for everybody in coronavirus, man, wash your hands and wash your ass, man.
For sure. Well, this is the Nast podcast with
Runway Richy.
Awesome.